Thank you, our MCs. Good morning, parents. Good morning, new grads. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be here today as an alumna for a secret mission. And I will not give you, new grads, any advice since I do not have such confidence. Instead, I will tell you a story about the 4 events that I've been through for the last 7 years and what my experience and lesson learned. And it's pretty long, so please bear with me for 10 minutes. Let's jump to the first one. Years back then, I was a student in a training program at another university. And when it comes to the point that I have to move to another country to finish my degree, everything was almost done and I was only waiting for my visa. And then one day my dad called me in and talked to me for 20 minutes. He thought I was not ready to transfer. And after explaining why, he said, I only analyze the situation and give you advice. You are now old enough to make your own decision and responsible for them. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I was quite playful. I went to camps, summer shows, competed in competitions, and actually yawned while reading books and attending classes. And if I had transferred, I would be with and surrounded by the same community that I with here in Vietnam, and which would not help much. And I also took many pros and cons into consideration, and I must admit that that was right. Then 2 days later, I came to him and said, okay, Dad, I think I will stay. That was the very first life decision that I ever made. I'm not telling you this to discourage you from studying abroad because I wanted to go there so bad. But the thing I learned is that studying abroad is not worth it if you don't prepare thoroughly from finance to attitude to abilities and knowledge. Second, when we faced another problem, I had to find another institute that allowed me to transfer my 2.5 years of university. It was not easy at all until someone told me about a UK College Vietnam program. That was my second life decision. I knew how many years and how much money I had wasted. Then I tried to keep myself on track. I asked myself what I want to learn from each course. What I want to learn, I asked the same question in each and every chapter. And then I got good grades, and yes, bad grades as well. But I surely learned something. Let's take Professor Mike Given philosophy class, for example. Honestly, I'm not good at logic and thinking at all, and I cannot recall neither any names of philosophers nor their philosophies. Sorry, Mike. But I learned one thing. I learned not to take anything for granted. I learned how to find good answers by asking good questions. And I also learned how to start many projects with zero budget, zero availability, but teammates, knowledge, and inspiration in Mr. McAfee and Ms. Leland and Posis, that I now don't hesitate to start anything at the beginning. And I can't miss to mention about my graduation day. I bet you all share shame. Well, you know, transferring from school to school took me more than 4 user years. That's why graduating had become a desire. And I put a lot of expectation into such ceremony. And after 6 years, finally, my parents were honored as they deserved to be. My diploma was awarded to me solemnly. And I couldn't ask for more. I could see the effort, the energy, and the heart that the organizer put in such a special moment. And I did, and I still appreciate for what they do. And third, after my graduation, it took me an internship and another 4 months until I got my very first official job at one of the top 5 international banks in Vietnam. Then it turned out to be a dark period, as everything stressed me out. This job affected every corner of my life, and even my lifetime hobbies became boring, regardless every effort to remain balanced. But this is also the time that enabled me to learn a lot about myself. I learned what I want and what I don't want from a job. I learned that there are many ways to overcome hardship, but one simple way is to calm yourself by saying everything will be alright. And I also learned that reputation and salary should not be the only criteria when considering applying for a job. And the most critical thing is having a job is not as important as having a job that fits you. Then, after 2 months of darkness, and no matter how my parents, my family, and friends discouraged me from my decision, I determined to quit the job. You know, everyone wants good thing for you. The thing you should do is to thank them and take their advice into consideration. But at the end, you gotta listen to your own heart, because no one else gonna lead their lives for you. You're the one who knows yourself best. Fourth, then it took me another 2 months until I got my current job as a startup. And I gotta tell you, this is the job that I can do it and learn so much from the world-class founders, as much as I can from my college with their talents and hearts. This is a job that I can go to work every day, go to work early every day, stay until late, and still feel happy. These people, my college, are the people I can stay around with more than 8 hours a day and still feel like home. And from this, I understand that when you stop chasing the wrong thing, you let the right things catch up with you. And after all, who I am and what I have today is a whole process with contribution from my family, especially my father. I learned how much he loves me, that he gave away the pride and the dream of having a child studying abroad. I'm thankful, I'm grateful for his belief in me, for not dominated, but guided and led me on such a grand decision. And I am so thankful for schools and university, teachers and professors, and all faculties that I've got the privilege to be a student, especially Keuka College, being a program here at ITEC. You know, this program and its faculties have contributed a big part in positioning the person I am today, with confidence and humility, with knowledge and skills, and even dreams. So, and I did not tell you about my sixth decision. That is standing here as an alumni. We, the class of 2015, have been busy out there searching for challenges, searching for unpredicted paths, that we can contribute it and work with our whole hearts, with talents and energy, when we neglect our roles as alumni. I've been wondering, what can I do to give back? What can I do to help Keuka, ITEC, alumni, and the next alumni generations? That is why standing here is the first move that I take for such mission. And I hope you are, and you will be asking yourself the same question. So I've done my job, and I guess you know what my secret mission is. So now, congratulations parents, congratulations new class. Today is your day. Please enjoy it quickly. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. for your speech.